I was hit by a car while I was waiting at a red light today. It was pouring rain, so I'm sure the visibility was low. I don't have any immediate injuries, but I got out to go talk to the person behind me. You hit me? The person who came out of the car was my ex-wife and the man she cheated on me with. Oh, you two are still going out, huh? They started trembling after I said that. Of course they reacted the way they did. The man had just narrowly avoided divorce with his wife. He had restraining orders in place put against my ex-wife, and he was ordered to immediately have a divorce and $50,000 in damages, if they were found together again. That went for my ex-wife too. I'm so sorry, please!
Please don't tell her.
They were begging on the ground in the rain. I couldn't let something this juicy go quietly into the night. However, you broke the promise, you know. I brought out my smartphone and sent as many photos as I could of the whole situation to the cheating man's wife. Then, I called the police and had them make sure all of the evidence was noted and a report filed for the accident. I had all of that evidence as well. Oh, by the way, I'm going to be sending you 2 the repair bills for my car too. Thanks! I said that to my ex-wife, now pale white, before I headed to the hospital for tests. I couldn't stop laughing the whole way there. It was 3 years ago that I'd found out about the affair between my ex-wife and the man. I was a 38-year-old employee, and my ex-wife was a 36-year-old worker. The man was also 36 and worked with my ex-wife. They had apparently known each other in high school. It started from when his wife had some kind of cervical disease and they couldn't enjoy nightly activities. He looked for an easy target, and my ex-wife was first on that list. He gave all kinds of presents and love letters to my ex-wife, and she fell for it. She must have felt really good about herself. She had called her over to the house twice a week to enjoy each other. However, the elementary-age daughter found it and reported it to me in tears. I set cameras up in the bedroom and recorded it over 5 sessions. I spoke to an attorney and asked my ex-wife for a divorce. I said that I wanted $50,000 in damages and full custody of our daughter. At first, she was fine with the whole thing, but when she heard me and my conditions, she was furious. It didn't matter though, because I had solid evidence. You could even hear her mumbling that kids are so annoying, so I easily secured custody. I sued the man separately for another $50,000, and we divorced. The woman on the male side demanded he get a restraining order against my ex-wife. Afterwards, she asked him to get on his knees and beg for forgiveness. She said that if they were to ever be in contact again, she would immediately divorce him and sue for $50,000 as well. They signed these papers and submitted it to an attorney's office. They started life again. She charged $15,000 to my ex-wife and said that if she ever contacted the male side again, she would also pay an additional $50,000. She went on to a different workplace and she couldn't pay the damages all on her own. So she borrowed her parents' money and sold some securities from her land and property insurance. However, they had realized that my ex-wife had some loans and she couldn't pay it off. Her entire family sunk. She couldn't stay in the company dorms anymore, and she had to move to state-run facilities. I was enjoying life with my daughter when today's accident occurred. A few days after the accident, I called the police that my ex-wife and the cheating man worked at. I said that the company there had hit my car and didn't apologize to me at all after throwing it all on the insurance agent. Apparently, the office hadn't even known that they were involved in an accident. They would be punished. I was excited when an important-looking man showed up with the two. I loved the look on their faces. I apologize for the amount of distress that my employees have caused you. The important-looking man just kept talking, so… The ones that caused the accident aren't gonna say anything? They immediately fell on their knees. By the way, I think they hit me during work hours? What were you two doing in your private vehicle? I said so to mess with them, but they just kept apologizing profusely. What kind of relationship do you two have with each other? You don't work in the same office, right?
I apologize.
If you aren't gonna answer me, please leave. I got bored that they just kept apologizing and asked them to get out. I understand. We'll come by again another day. The important-looking man was gonna take the two away when my daughter came home.
I wanted to see you.
She should have kept it to herself. She was crying and tried to hug her when my disgusted daughter.
Don't touch me, you dirty bitch.
She threw away her mother's hand and went to her room. Of course she feels that way. She still hates her to this day for what she did. The important-looking man was confused the whole time, so... Oh, if you want to know the details of our relationship, please listen to me. I grinned and told him about the whole story. Apparently, he had just moved to the new office and didn't know about our situation. The ex-wife just kept crying, and the cheating man just stared at the ground. So what's gonna happen now? My ex-wife called out of anger. It was a storm of berating comments.
You want to torture me? I might have to quit my job because of you. You stole my house and my daughter, and now you're stealing my job. He's going to get a divorce, so I'm going to have to pay damages again. I met him yesterday out of the blue, so I was just getting a ride to the office. Then you had to call the office. My boss was pissed, and I'm going to have to deal with it at the end of the week.
She wouldn't shut up, so I eventually started getting angry. It's your fault! Do you realize how much pain and suffering you've caused your own daughter? 3 years ago, you didn't care at all about your daughter. Only that man that was in his pants. You don't know how much your words cut our daughter, do you? She hung up on me after I yelled at her. That was the last time she contacted me.
You done on the phone? She really can't be helped.
As I went back to the dinner table, my daughter was trembling from rage while eating.
I'm going to study hard. Go to a national university, go to the same office that she works in, and be her boss. Then, I'm going to bully her into oblivion.
I didn't like her motives, but she really was studying endlessly. The cram school teacher has said that with her grades, she could get into any college she wanted to.
Anyway, don't forget about this weekend.
Huh? Oh, shopping at the outlets.
Yeah, there's someone I want you to meet.
Then, my daughter and I went to the outlets. There was a woman standing at the entrance. My daughter yelled, "Hey, teach!" and ran to her. It was a cram school teacher.
Nice to meet you. I've always heard about great things about you. Pleasure.
Oh, thank you for teaching my daughter all the time. I was introducing myself, and my daughter was nudging me the whole time as if to ask, "What do you think?" Oh, she's pretty, but...
Hey! If she was my mom, it would be perfect.
Uh-huh.
She's 10 years younger than you. She's been married once, but she loves to ski. Just like you.
I was almost forced to go shopping with the teacher. That night, she even joined us for dinner. My daughter was having fun the whole time and I was happy. She really needs someone that she can trust in her life as a mother character. My heart hurt a little.
Today was very fun. Sir?
Yes? She looked at me as if she had decided on something.
I consider your daughter as my own. At first, she wouldn't trust any adult, but over time, I was able to get her trust. I was so happy. Please let me watch over her. Can I be her mother?
She was about to cry. I just looked back into her eyes. According to my daughter, she had lost a child when she was married. She could no longer have a baby. She must have loved my daughter even more for that reason. I can't right away, but why don't you start by living with us? 3 years after the divorce, I only thought about my daughter, never myself. Maybe it was time for me to move on. That should be what makes my daughter the happiest as well.
Thanks for watching! Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Bye!